South Dakota is an amazing state, and I went there recently with Josh, and we spent the better part of a week just touring around trying to see some of the major spots in the state. And I got to tell you, what a gem and what a surprise it was. And so I thought I'd show you 7 things that really stood out to me that would maybe encourage you to want to go and check out South Dakota on your own. The first place you might want to visit is the largest city in the state, which is Sioux Falls. It reflects both its Native American and European culture in the things that you see there. The Sioux Nation, particularly the Dakota Sioux, were the primary indigenous people in the region for thousands of years. But the coming of European settlers kind of caused the establishment of the city in 1856 with the establishment of a trading post. It was further developed when the railroad came through there in 1878. Then the construction of Falls Park. Falls Park is just gorgeous. Includes the namesake Sioux Falls for the area, and that was built in 1881 and became a key attraction. In recent decades, Sioux Falls has focused on revitalizing its downtown area and enhancing its cultural scene to attract more visitors by preserving historical sites and enhancing public spaces, like the Sculpture Walk, which is really awesome and features a rotating display of outdoor sculptures. Sioux Falls is a city that you'll really enjoy visiting. The second place I wanted to mention is the Corn Palace in Mitchell, South Dakota. What a kitschy kind of place that is. It's fascinating the way that it's decorated with all kinds of corn cob and other kind of seeds from the area. It is a unique cultural landmark renowned for its distinctive murals, which, as I said, are made entirely of corn and other grains. It was established way back in 1892, and its origins trace back to a period of rapid development in the Midwest, where agricultural prosperity was a point of local pride. The Corn Palace has undergone renovation since its inception. The first palace constructed in 1892 was a wooden structure, but recent ones have been made of more durable brick. The tradition of decorating the Corn Palace with grain murals began in the early 1900s, and this tradition of meticulously designed and crafted murals remains a vital part of Mitchell's identity and a popular attraction there. Next up is Mount Rushmore. Now, everybody's heard of Mount Rushmore, but I gotta tell you, this is the first time I actually got to visit it. It's located in the Black Hills of South Dakota and is a colossal sculpture of past U.S. presidents, Washington, Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. The monument was sculpted by Gutzon Borglum, a huge fan of Lincoln, evidenced by naming his son Lincoln Borglum one of the main players in seeing the sculpture come to fruition. The idea for Mount Rushmore originated in the 1920s when South Dakota Senator Peter Norbeck was trying to attract tourism to the area so people could see the natural beauty is amazing, of South Dakota. Construction began in 1927, and despite all kinds of different hassles that occurred, the project was finally completed in 1941. Mount Rushmore has since become one of the most visited national monuments in the United States. It draws millions of tourists each year, and it kind of represents the ideals of American democracy and leadership. The next area I wanted to mention is just the Badlands generally. Located in southwestern South Dakota, it's a striking and otherworldly kind of landscape characterized by its rugged terrain. It's got these beautifully colorful rock formations and deep canyons. It's part of the Badlands National Park, which was established in 1978. The region's history dates way back to the 19th century. Now, the name Badlands potentially comes from different sources. One source is that the Lakota Sioux called it Makosika, which translates to bad land. But the Badlands also could reflect the difficulty that early explorers had navigating the challenging landscape, which was often described as a bad land to travel through, that's for sure. The Badlands also holds cultural significance for the Lakota Sioux people who have lived in this region for centuries. The area is considered sacred. Its landscape holds spiritual and historical importance, and it's been a huge popular place in terms of fossil finding. It's incredible the fossils that have come out of Badlands. The next area is the Black Hills generally, the larger Black Hills. which is also located in western South Dakota and extends all the way into northeastern Wyoming. It's a mountain range with rich history and cultural significance. The Black Hills have been inhabited once again by the Lakota Sioux for centuries. The name Black Hills comes from the Lakota word Pahasapa, I hope I pronounced that correctly, which refers to the region's dark appearance because of the dense pine forests that are on the mountainsides. The area gained particular attention in the 19th century due to the discovery of gold, which led to a rush of miners and settlers, and this influx of people resulted in conflicts with the Lakota Sioux, who had been granted the Black Hills as part of the Treaty of Fort Laramie in 1868. In the 20th century, the Black Hills became a popular destination for tourism with attractions such as Mount Rushmore and also the Crazy Horse Memorial, highlighting the area's historical and cultural importance. And today, the Black Hills are known for their gorgeous natural beauty, outdoor recreation opportunities, and obviously their cultural heritage. Another fun place to visit is Wall Drug. As a student going to college in the Midwest, I always heard about Wall Drug and how the road signs were like miles, hundreds of miles away, advertising Wall Drug way ahead. Well, Wall Drugs is in South Dakota and began as a drugstore back in 1931. It was founded by these folks, Ted and Dorothy Husted, and they initially struggled to attract customers, but they came up with the idea of offering free ice water to travelers, which eventually led to a surge in visitors. And over time, Wall Drug expanded its offering to include souvenirs, gifts, Western-themed things, and grew into this huge tourist attraction. American roadside culture, famous for its billboards, is kind of behind what made Wall Drug famous and put it on the map. Wall Drug remains a popular stop for travelers exploring South Dakota. It's really funny, you talk about going to South Dakota, and one of the first things that people ask are, did you go to Wall Drug? The last place I wanted to mention was one of my favorites in the state because of my interest in Western history, and that was the city of Deadwood. Deadwood is a historic town known for its colorful past and its role in the American Wild West. It was founded back in 1876 during the Black Hills Gold Rush, and Deadwood quickly grew into a bustling mining town. Deadwood gained notoriety for the lawlessness and rowdy atmosphere that kind of accompanies those types of places. And it was exemplified in the famous figures whom I'm sure you have heard of, like Wild Bill Hickok and Calamity Jane. Hickok was a renowned lawman and gunfighter who was shot and killed in Deadwood in 1876 during a poker game, where he was holding what's now known as the famous Dead Man's Hand, which is a pair of black aces and black eights. His death and the subsequent legend surrounding him contributed to the town's mystique. The town was designated a National Historic Landmark back in 1961 because of its significance in American history. And now today, Deadwood offers visitors a glimpse into the rugged life of a Gold Rush era town and celebrates its Old West historical figures and events. So what can I say overall about South Dakota? South Dakota is a gem. It's got incredible natural beauty. It's got iconic Americana. It's got kitschy places like the Corn Palace and Wall Drug, and like Tombstone, Arizona. It transports you back into the Old West and gives you a feel for that and celebrates that through these larger-than-life 1880s characters. I had no idea how special South Dakota was, but now I do, and I say you need to go there the first opportunity you get. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope to see you on the next one.